Like and subscribe on the way in the door, people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day. And today is a good day. You see the name of the video. LeBron's biggest problem is his lack of killer mentality. Let's talk about this today, people, because I feel like this is the thing that people have tried to overlook in LeBron's career and make excuses for and say he doesn't necessarily need it or say he gained it after going to Miami. But the fact is, this is LeBron James' biggest problem. This is why he never had a chance of becoming the GOAT in the first place. This is why he has 6 finals losses and why he does a myriad of other things that he does. But so let's start off with this. I think we've all heard the saying, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the fight in the dog. That is a saying for a reason. That is a saying because sometimes a person's will can overcome your skill. Sometimes your will can overcome someone else's skill. It all starts with the mentality, people. It all starts with your approach to what it is you're doing. We've all heard the terms. If you played sports or watched sports, we've all heard the phrases, this team is playing not to lose instead of playing to win. While on the surface, they may seem to be the same thing. But there are different thought processes that go into these approaches. The reason sometimes someone's will can overcome your skill is simply because of the mind. If your approach is simply to win, but this other person's thought process is to destroy you, there's a good chance you will get overcome. Because I think kind of what it comes down to is effort. Your mentality, your thought process behind what you do is what's going to determine the amount of effort, not only that you put in, but to me that you're even capable of putting in. I think it's kind of linked to adrenaline. It's kind of linked to that same thing. It's kind of linked to that thing that makes it possible that if your loved one was trapped under a car, that gives some people superhuman strength to lift that car. Whereas you wouldn't be able to do that under normal circumstances. But it is your intent, it is your desire to save your loved one that gives you that extra strength, that extra whatever it is that allows you to lift that car. And I think this is the same thing with competition. I think that killer mentality allows you that extra adrenaline. It allows you that extra push to dominate your opponent because you're not simply just trying to win. You're not simply just trying to use your skills. You are trying to eradicate the competition. LeBron James does not have this. And because he doesn't have this, he has many of the greatest failures for any superstar. Again, LeBron has not dominated. You know, people keep throwing around this term, you know, LeBron's domination of the NBA, LeBron's domination of the NBA. LeBron James has not dominated the NBA. There's been too many people who shared that domination with him, so to speak. Definitely, you can't ever mention LeBron without mentioning Steph Curry. And even though I have a big problem with Steph Curry being complicit in recruiting Kevin Durant to the Warriors, well, LeBron started that ship. So I can't feel sorry for LeBron for having to face them. But yeah, LeBron's lack of killer mentality, to me, it just explains everything about his career and him. It explains some of these losses. It explains the 2007 loss, which I'm going to talk about in a separate video. It explains the 2009 Eastern Conference loss to the Orlando. It explains 2011. It explains 2017 and 18. It explains his flopping. Michael Jordan is 6-0 because of the mentality. Because he had the need to dominate his opponent. He had the need for there to be no question of who is better between me and you. People, fanboys, I don't understand how y'all do not understand that this is a problem. You make excuses for your king. You make excuses for your king and how he goes about winning, and you try to make all kinds of excuses like, oh, well, there's more than one way to win and blah, 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 blah. Your king has 4 suspect championships. 4 suspect championships and 6 losses. And it is all due to the fact that LeBron does not have the mentality that he wants to dominate the competition. He does not have that mentality. He does not have that mentality that, hey, Dwayne Wade, I don't need to be on your team. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to find a way to beat you. I'll see you in the Eastern Conference Finals. We're not joining forces. LeBron James does not have that need, and therefore, because he doesn't have that need, see, it's a difference between winning and overcoming. LeBron James just wants to win. That's a problem. I know it's not a problem for you fanboys, because that's the way you guys operate. But LeBron James just wants to win, and it's not just LeBron. It's a lot of these superstars in today's league. It's Kevin Durant. I'm sure James Harden will be happy in capturing the ring, however it comes. You know, now he's on the team with Kawhi and Paul George and Russell Westbrook. I'm sure James Harden will be just fine with getting the ring any way it comes. But there is a difference between winning and overcoming. There is a difference between winning and proving that you were actually the best all the way around. LeBron James has not done that. There is no point in LeBron James that you can point, no point in his career that you can point to and say, LeBron James just proved that he was better than everyone else. There's no series of events that you can point to that prove that. Because he already messed up when he left Cleveland. He messed up when he left Cleveland. When he left Cleveland because he doesn't have a killer mentality. That's why he left Cleveland. I know, fanboys, it hurts. But it's just a fact. He left Cleveland because he doesn't have a killer mentality. I'm not going to talk about this too much. But again, the 2007 finals loss to the Spurs. That team had a chance to beat the Spurs. But if you go back and watch that game, the problem is the 2007 team with Boobie Gibson and Varejao and who's it, Gooden and Ilgauskas. They didn't have a leader to follow who had that killer mentality. Ultimately, that's why they lost. They did not have a leader to follow, and you could see it. You know, the Spurs were, number one, they had Tim Duncan, but number two, I feel like Tony Parker was the leader. And you can see the rest of the Spurs, following the example of the court generals. That's why LeBron lost that series. Because of his lack of leadership. Because of his lack of killer mentality. Fanboys, there's no way around this particular thing. Again, and the media tries to excuse it. The media says, hey, well, he didn't have it before he went to Miami, and he went to Miami and learned it from D. Wade. No, I'm going to tell you what he learned in Miami. You're not going to like this, fanboys, but LeBron James did not learn how to be a killer in Miami. He learned how to fake it. That's what he's been doing ever since Miami. It's faking this killer mentality. It's covering up the fact that he doesn't have it. Is learning how to use more excuses for his failures. And to just poke his chest out and, okay, well, I did my part. I had 36 points, blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. I did my part. Or if they win, he takes all the glory. But he did not learn how to be a killer in Miami, because that's not something you can learn that late in life. D. Wade was like that because D. Wade is like that. Kobe Bryant is like that because Kobe Bryant was like that. Now, Kobe Bryant worked on his skills to get better at his skills. But as far as that killer mentality, Kobe was like that. And we don't even have to say that about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan did not know how to be any other way. So when you guys try to make excuses, and I see Shannon Sharp on podcasts saying, well, there's more than one way to win, and blah, blah, blah. That's true. There is more than one way. There is more than one way to win. But LeBron James' problem is that he doesn't have the killer mentality at all. LeBron James simply has the need to be praised. LeBron James has the cocky mentality. LeBron James has the spoiled mentality. LeBron James has the entitled mentality. LeBron James has the politician mentality. I tell you one thing, but I do another. I know the right things to say, but I do something different. But anyway, we're going to hold up here. Fanboys, your king does not have the killer mentality. That's why he has 6 losses. That's why he has 4 championships that can be questioned. You can question his championships in Miami. You can question all his championships because he started the super team thing. You can question his 2016 comeback. And you for sure can question the bubble ring. That chip shouldn't even count. But I'm sure you fanboys would gladly count it as it was the hardest championship in NBA history, according to your king. Somehow for him, it was the hardest championship in history, as if he was going through circumstances that none of the rest of the teams were going through. Anyway, I could go on, but we're going to hold up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. All right.